Taf Resh Lamed Ches. Okay, so we're going through the concept of Arba L'Chadui. There's at least one in here that I didn't follow, that I couldn't follow the notes on. Let's see it again. But we'll see it in a minute, rather. Okay, so until what time do we have today?
25.
Got it. Okay, so let's see how it goes. He said, number hey, he said, Bahadras Melech, Birakan Vesel Deshoni explains, Arba L'Chadurim Mesovavim Yoser Be'erik Anpin. They surround more Erik Anpin. What does that mean, Adkan? Vadavorim Stumim. So there's another thing. The thing is another phrase. The words themselves are closed. What does that mean? V'ula yesh the Biraka, the Vaira Kapanasa, maybe it says that the Gara is Stamchu. He reaches the Stamchu. Stamchu is Lashon Somech. V'hu Lashon Os Samach, and it's similar to the letter Samach. Samach is what? Shuhu Os Hasoviv Be'igol V'Sansom, so it surrounds. It's completely closed up. It doesn't have any openings. There's a Ray Bazar over there. He says, V'zel Deshono, he says, as At Samach Ihu Sansim B'kol Sitroi, it's closed on all sides. That's the nature of the letter Samach. So this is like what he means to say. And what comes out like this. Gavanda Do is Os Samach Stima, closed, that kind. Pirush, Os Samach Sansim Mikol Sad, Kamod Surzu, Shel Os Samach, Shehi Stuma. So what he wants to say like this, when we're talking about the four upper tikkunim of the dikna, el yonim de Erik Anpin, sovavim lamala, they surround up above the dikna de Erik Anpin. They're like surrounded. It sounds like a circle. They're going around them like this samach. De Erik Anpin kamo samach, like that letter. They never go down, they stay is surrounding. In a surrounding set of what? They surround the rest of them. Not sure how that works, that would work, but let's see, going on. He said, Abir Noisef, so what's the Ramaz got to do with this? So he says the Ramaz is he's going to explain. He said, "Al Sefer Chagavana v'Zal Deshon ki ha'dalet tikunim Elohim heim b'sod dalet mochim v'zecha b'mem shel matz," and that's the concept of the man of matz. Now, the word art they were the secret of four mochim. That's the upper four. Then he says, then they have this phrase mazlan, which apparently refers to Rabbi Moshe Zechuto. Li Nira, that's the phrase Muslim. Now Muslim, I'm not sure the sequence of how this works. This a quote from the Muslim and going on. Sifra D'tzniuta, Arba L'Chadui is Stamchu. Here he was used to read Stamchu again. Tesha. So he says Arba L'Chadui is Stamchu Tesha, and it surrounds 9. Ein Sham Adkan. Benezer Yitzroel, Shavira Bekan V'Zel Deshon explains it like this, and this is his language. Yesh O the Farish Arba L'Chadui V'hu Mem Dematz Shekolo Tlas Reshin Design. Now I'm not sure what Zion means. What does he mean? It includes the 3 heads of Zion. I think that's just Zion. I don't know what that would be. I can't. So that's got me thrown off. I don't know if you know. Tell me or give me an insight. Let's explain the Sifra D'tzniuta here. It says Arba L'Chadui Istamchu. He said Arba Tikkunim Dikta. He said Nisbechul L'Kabel Min Hareshin. It's the only one that's really close or next to L'Kabel Min Hareshin Elohim B'Sod Mochim. In other words, it receives these mochim. Let me just read again to try to get in context, because I'm a little thrown by that Zion up there. I don't know if he means the Zion Tikkun with the Golgotha. There's something like that. Not sure what he means. So what would it be? But the three rashing and the four mochin that would make Zion? I'm not sure. Let me go back. Rak arba b'tikuni dikna. So they're the only four that are able to reach from the Rashim. So the Mochim, which are the Mochim. I'm not sure. I don't know what it receives. It's a little vague. Which are the Mochim? Re od l'chalana say see it later on. B'shem and Nezer Yisrael Ein Sham. Now, in the notes, I'm still having a lot of trouble with the glasses. I just don't know what to do about it. I can read off the screen, which I'm not used to doing, which is much bigger and very easy to see. But let's see if I could do it. I was just, because it's hard for me to focus on these little words. We had this phrase up above, reading at the top. The top said, he said, I'll say for a kavanas anaki hadalad tikunim eloyim hebesod dalad mochim. So the two keys are the secret of four mochim. So we want to say they are the mochim. Is that what we want to say? Shall matz, and that's matz. In other words, it gets translated, goes through the cipher, it becomes matz, and that's the mem that we want to talk about. The beginning of the flow is from these dalad mochim, something like that. Now this one here, it's easy enough to be able to see. Let's see what he says. He says, Ray Bishar Hagavanos. Look over there in the Shar Hagavanos. Just give me a sec. I'm trying to be able to see it. Maybe I can see it one way or another. So Ray Bishar Hagavanos v'zechad l'shon b'toch devarav v'zechad he called echad b'shnei shemas matz. So you have a matz on each side. Elu kolu kol yud gimel tikuni dikna. Each one of them has within it, that the matz itself has within it all the 13 tikunim of the dikna. Now, okay, both and zeh, so that within it, and so we actually saw this once before, but we'll see it again. Dalit tikunim eloyim, the highest level, hein besod mochin. So they're mochin. Okay, so now. He said, I guess he means to say they are the mochim. I don't know exactly how they got to be the mochim, why we call them the mochim, what came before them. But at any rate, they're called mochim. So what does the mochim do? Heim ner mazim b'os mem shel shem matz. Okay. So now 9 and 4 is going to be 13. The other 9, they remazes b'os tzadeh shel shem matz. And the reason why we have this, ki hadalad rishonim, they're the four that incorporated in Keser Chochma. Now we had this before. It really doesn't understand how 4 got incorporated into these 2, but they are. That's what he's saying. Or maybe because you have Keser is on the Keser Chochma on the right side and on the left side. Maybe that's it. So that's the Dalit, so that makes 4 that have to do with Keser Chochma. I'm not sure. Ki elu yesh lechem yisron u'ma'al l'chi yosem kol the reisha the Erik Anpin, and the fact that they have within them, they absorb within them, the flow comes into them from the reisha of Zer Anpin, and this would possibly make 7. I'm not sure. Which will get you in Lichiyos Sha'al Kol Panim Vada Shagam Yesh El Habina Yisron Al Ches Asher Tachtehem. So there it's going to be different. So the Chaim Choser Limenois Ches Bifnei Atzman. So therefore, since Bina is going to be part of the Rosh, so therefore, we're going to separate it from what falls behind it, and that's the next letter, which is the ches. V'heim pei shal matz v'shal matz. So there's the pei. So his tzaddik achrona. What is that? Shal matz. Heim teisha tikunim shal zer anpen. So just going over something that he had said once before. So he says that we find like this. Then all of these two that we're talking about, which he's talking about the mats, nechlalim shnechem dikna de erik anpin v'dikna de zer anpin. So the whole idea is both of them. I'm not sure why we needed to hear that, but we did. That it incorporates it. I guess he's saying that in the 4, you have the formula, the DNA for everything else that's going to come down, and including utzer anpin adkan. V'chein chu be'etz chaim, we had the same thing in the Eitz Chaim says this. He said be'etz chaim. He said ruach hakodesh. Wow. He said b'shar ruach and b'shar b'chudesh ruach hakodesh. He said v'rei gam shemu v'od b'zel le'el, also there. Now, after that, if we saw that little piece there, which is separated with the 4 are the main. I guess that's the real juice of the flow that's coming down. He says, and they have everything else within it. Let's go back to as if that word were the Pirush here has this Moshe Zakuto Li Nira. So that's Moslin. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe you know, I don't. So it's arounds 9. The 4 surround the 9 on Sham Adgan. B'chein Rei B'nezer Yisrael Shabir Kam V'zel L'shono Yesh Od L'farish Arba B'Dechadui. And then he starts going through the Mem Demat Shekolo Tlas Reshim Dezayin. It has the 4 Reshim of the 7. So, like I said, that I'm very confused about what the 7 is, but we're reading a quote. So let's see what it says. He says, 1 second. Maybe I could clean my glasses a little bit better. Maybe it would help. I just don't know what to do about these glasses. The other one's broke. I can't find them. I don't know what I did with them. So anyway, let's go over here and let's see, where's my pencil? Here it is. Let's take a look at number 10 down below. So number 10, it says Mida Ha'achrona. He says, now the design, this word of so he say Mila Achrona. I'm not sure what that means. The last word, which is design. Tzrichen beer, no kidding. Gam yesh lama od. There's other places we see the same phrase. I think he means mash b'masha kosev v'talas ration, where it says over here there are 3 heads. Now, how's this working here? Shahar b'shar kavanos is nizka le'era b'vura b'shenechlalim b'keser chochma shehem trin ration, so that they're incorporated in Keser Chochma, which represent, okay, they're 2 of the heads. Keser Chochma are 2 of the heads. Ration, trin ration, so the 2 heads are, he says, Gulgalta u'mochostimo. So he said, Rei B'nachar Shalom, and look over there. But the Fimatzino, Shenechlalu kol bo gam resha ilah, Shu Resha the Lo Isya, so it incorporates that as well. So I think what he's doing, he's trying to find what are the 3. What are the 3 Reshim? Something like that. I'm trying to figure out what the Zion is. That's my problem. So he said, Ulai, maybe we could say a little bit Soda Lomar, Tlas Reshim, the Erik Anpin, the 3 heads of Erik Anpin, that's what we're talking about. Shem Gulgalta, Avira, and Mochostimo, and the Mocha, which is Mochostimo. The Kevish Nechlalchum Bo Gulgalta, so since we have Gulgalta, and you have Mochostimo, which is number 1, the first head, let's say, and number 3, he says, Memela Nichlal Gam Avira, so then that would be all 3. He says the same idea over there. Excuse me. And this is what it says. He says, Lahakios Lichiyosam Koladim Resha Derich, so that they should all be incorporated. I guess he means in the Mats or in the 13. Everything is incorporated from Kololim Resha de Arich. All of the heads are pouring into there. Adkan, I'm sure. So look at this over in the Pri Eitz Chaim. He said this is a quote from there. Bezel Lashana the Hiyosum Klulim Beresha the Hatika. It means that all of these incorporated Resha the Hatika is incorporated in all of these. So his question, the answer that he's giving is not the question that I had. But at any rate, he's saying that this is the three. This is where the three is coming from. Let's go on to the next Pirush. And hopefully that as we go on, we'll see something else about that, and it will solve that little problem there. So he says, Rei Bashir Ababir Amashul Ababir Groa. Shinis Boyer Inyan Arba Balachaduhi Istamchu. The Hainu Arba Tikuni Dikna de Eric Anpin She'ain Bechem Sa'aros. So there are 4 tikkunim. We said that previously that have no hairs. So therefore that meant that they're not able to transfer down below. They're closed up. Here's another word for the word samach, which means something that's closed or surrounding, but it's closed to be able to go down. So wait a minute, let's just go over that just one second. He says, Arba Bilavad, the Stambach of the Redis, the Hoyer, the Mata, calls the man. So when can they not go down? Calls the man, Shalo, Nigbracha, Bakal, Tikuni, Zer, Anpin, the Nukva, Babachin is upon him. As long as that's not happening, the other 4 remain sawsum up above. Vov Oz, Haim, Yordem, Lahoyer, Benukva, Zer, Anpin, and then again, then they go down. Now he's talking about the upper 4 now. They go down to shine into the nukva dezer anpin. Ki heim halka, because now this whole, I don't know what to say about this, because they're her proportion. He's talking about the upper 4, right? He's talking the hainu arba tikuni dikna, derek anpin, shein bechem sa'aras have no, so they don't shine it because they're her portion. Now, so ultimately they want to go to her. I'm not sure what he means. Amnam, Shar Ateshach Tikunim Shachim Tomei the Zer Anpin. They're constantly flying into Zer Anpin. Besod of an Nahar Yotze Me'edin Lahashkos Esagan Ein Sham. So I can understand it. He says 4 are held back until, this is what he said, 4 is held back until there's a Yichud of Zohar Benuk. And then another statement that I am not, I'm not really sure what to do with it. He says that they're destined for the nook. That's where, well, maybe, my word destined. That's what you need. Then they shine into the nook. But it seems like a little bit of a steer. He says they have no hairs associated with them. So then if they have no hairs associated, what's the vehicle by which they shine down to the nukva? So it would be nice to know that. So let's go on. He didn't say. So the next one is now we have a few more. Let's see how we're doing time-wise. Let me see. Let's do one more, and then we'll come over to the other side, which also has some difficult spots in it. So we'll see how we can do that. So he says, number Zion, Rei Bebir, Hamashula, Vapia Groa. Did I just do that one? That's one? What happened? The Farish Hey Mem, we did that? Did we do that already? Where am I? I did that already. I can think we just did that. Okay, now last one. Oh, he said Zohar Chai. So in the Zohar Chai, he says Hevi Kan Divir Pri Eitz Chaim. He brings up Barucha Mavucha the Fi Zecha the Zecha the Shana B'Tok the Varv Ki Teisha Hatartonim Kiblu or Yozir Min Arba. So the 9, the 9. He said they receive more light than the 4. Because these come from the or upon him, and these are the other ones from the back. Now, I'm not sure what he's saying. So therefore the Yud K Vav K that winds up being settled in Zer Anpin, and it takes a place in Zer Anpin. Kora Korah el Chiver HaKolel. This is called Korah. It calls to the Chiver HaKolel, to the whiteness that is the kolel whiteness, which is usually considered to be the number 13. V'hu shem havaya kolel kulam, and that's the havaya that has everything else in it. What does that mean? Which that's the upper high, that's the upper whiteness. But so that is the 13th white space, a white which has a yud ke vav ke within it. V'az yored the mayor the matach or godol of a rab mekulam, and then you have really a great tremendous light comes down. This could conceivably be I don't know what you might be able. That question that we had before is that how is this light destined? That is the light of the four for the nook when there's a time of a yichud. That takes some more explanation, and maybe this goes on with this also the same idea, something like that. As yored the mayor the matach or godol of a rab mekulam v'zechem she'amber arba l'chaduri yistamchu. Yistamchu min substan for what? Min or elyon, from the upper light. Hasomech hakol, which really surrounds the all of them, v'kolo hakol. So, in other words, this is a little bit easier for me. He says because the 13th white is a kolel, and that kolel contains all of the light of the other ones. V'somech hakol, and so that it really surrounds them all. V'kolo hakol adkan v'ritzono ki rak dalet tikunei elyonim nispeku min kiver yud gimel. It's only those that really are put together or surrounded or something like that with that 13th one, hakol, which in fact has everything else in it. Okay, so we'll stop there. A lot of vagary, but that doesn't mean that we won't pick up some better idea, with God willing, today. I don't know what day today is. I have to work on it later. Okay, let's see what I do with the Tiva Kavanos. The Tiva Kavanos here. All right. 1 second.